Splenomegaly. Coming to introduction. This presentation consists anatomy and physiology of spleen, classification of splenomegaly, etiology, stepwise approach, associated features and investigations. Coming to anatomy. Spleen develops from condensations of mesoderm in the dorsal mesogastrium. The weight of normal adult spleen is 75 to 250 grams. It lies in the left hypochondrium between the gastric fundus and left hemidiaphragm with its long axis lying along the 10th rib. The hilum sits in the angle between the stomach and kidney and is in contact with the tail of pancreas. Here you can note that the spleen lies along the long axis of 10th rib. Above there is 9th rib and 11th rib. 9, 10 level below the 9, 10 level ribs this spleen lies. The hilum sits in the angle between the stomach and kidney with coming into the contact of tail of pancreas. The lower pole extends no further than the mid-axillary line. There is a notch on the infralateral border and this may be palpated when the spleen is enlarged. Normal spleen is 12 cm in length and 7 cm in width, 13 cm in craniocaudal diameter. Weight of the spleen should be less than 250 grams. Spleen is located along 9th, 10th and 11th ribs in the mid-axillary line. Spleen should be twice the size to be palpable. That means it should enlarge twice the times. That is, when the spleen size is doubled, then only we can palpate the spleen. Otherwise, spleen is not palpable. Palpable, if the spleen is palpable, that means it is abnormal spleen. 3% normal populations has palpable spleen. Splenomegaly, spleen weight is literally doubled, that is 400 to 500 grams. If it is between 750 to 1000 grams, it is prominent below costal margin. If it is greater than 1000 grams, it is massive splenomegaly. This is showing the spleen lies along the side of 9th, 10th, below the 9th, 10th, 11th ribs. If the spleen to be palpated, it should enlarge as big as twice the normal size of spleen. Then only it will come below the costal margin. Coming to the functions of spleen. There are immune functions. The spleen processes foreign antigens. Major site of specific immunoglobulin M production is the spleen. The non-specific opsonins, propyridine are synthesized. These antibodies are of B and T cell origin and bind to the specific receptors on the surface of macrophages and leukocytes, stimulating their phagocytic, bactericidal and tumoricidal activity. Coming to filtration function of spleen, macrophages capture cellular and non-cellular material from the blood and plasma, remove old platelets and red blood cells. Iron is removed from the degraded hemoglobin during red cell breakdown and is returned to the plasma. Removed non-cellular materials include bacteria, particularly capsulated organisms. This is the filtration function of the spleen. Pitting. Particulate inclusions from red cells are removed and repaired. Repaired red blood cells are returned to the circulation. These, in the process of pitting, they can form Hubble-Jolly bodies, that is nuclear remnants, or hinge bodies, precipitated hemoglobin or globulin subunits. Coming to examination of spleen, in the inspection, we can note the fullness in the lower upper quadrant that descends on inspiration. This is situated behind 9, 10, 11th ribs along the long axis of 10th rib. Anteriorly extends up to mid-clavicular line. Posteriorly, the superior angle is 4 centimeters lateral to D10 spine. Coming to palpation, spleen is palpated using different methods. Those are bimanual palpation, ballotment, palpation from above. Coming to bimanual palpation, place left palm firmly over left costal margin posterolaterally and press it forward and medially. Palpate spleen with right hand starting from the left iliac, from the right iliac fossa. The picture showing the bimanual palpation where the examiner placed left palm firmly over the left costal margin posterolaterally and he is palpating the spleen with right hand. He started from the right iliac fossa and reached the left upper quadrant. Coming to bimanual patient, turn the patient to right lateral position and palpate with right hand. Left hand is placed in same way behind posterolaterally and it is pushed forward and medially. Coming to Middleton maneuver, stand on the left side, face foot end of the patient, hooked fingers of the left hand placed under the left costal margin as shown in the figure. With the right hand, pressure is exerted over the posterolateral aspect of the lower thorax. This is hooking method. Coming to differences between spleen and kidney. These differences are noted during palpation of the spleen. How to differentiate whether we are palpating the spleen or we are palpating the kidney. Spleen has sharp edge whereas kidney has round edge. Spleen has notch in the medial border. Kidney has no such notches. Spleen crosses the midline. Kidney does not cross the midline. Spleen moves with respiration. Kidney does not move with respiration as it is a retroperitoneal organ. We cannot get above the spleen. We can get above the kidney. Kidney can be bimanually palpable and ballotable. Spleen cannot be ballotable. Finger insinuation is not possible in the spleen. That is, we cannot pass the fingers between ribs and between the spleen, but we can insinuate the fingers between the ribs and the kidney. Band of colonic resonance is absent while percussing over the spleen. Band of colonic resonance is present on the kidney. Coming to percussion, it is Nixon's method. Right lateral decubitation position. Patient was kept in right lateral decubitus position. Start from posterior axillary line. Upper border of dullness normally appreciated appreciated 6 to 8 centimeters above coastal margin. Greater than 8 centimeter dullness is depicted as splenic enlargement. Coming to Castle's method, it is done in supine position. Dull note is noted over lowest intercostal space in the anterior axillary line on full inspiration, indicate splenomegaly. Trupp's semilunar space. This is the Trupp's semilunar space shown in the picture. Left sixth rib superiorly, left anterior axillary line laterally, left costal margin inferiorly. The dull note noted here indicates splenomegaly. Other causes of dullness noted here is seen in the respiratory system examination, but one cause of dullness is splenomegaly. Dull note in the Trupp space causes, one of the causes is splenomegaly. Coming to differential diagnosis, this can be confused with enlarged left kidney, enlarged left lobe of liver, carcinoma of the stomach, carcinoma, splenic fracture of the colon, can be omental mass or malignancy of tail of pancreas. Splenomegaly is massive when it is beyond umbilicus, crosses the midline, greater than 8 centimeters below the left costal margin, or when it is greater than 1000 grams in weight. It is moderate when it is between the costal margin and umbilicus, it is 4 to 6 centimeters. It is mild when it is just palpable and it is 1 to 3 centimeters below the left costal margin. Coming to mechanisms of splenomegaly, why this spleen enlarges? Because it can be hyperplasia or hypertrophy due to reticuloendothelial hyperplasia or immune hyperplasia in response to systemic infections and immunological disease. Passive congestion due to decreased blood flow, and it can be infiltrative diseases. Causes of splenomegaly: inflammatory splenomegaly, hyperplastic splenomegaly, infectious splenomegaly, congestive splenomegaly, and infiltrative splenomegaly. These inflammatory, hyperplastic, and infectious are increased demand for spleen function. So there will be hyperplasia or hypertrophy of the spleen. Congestive splenomegaly is due to decreased blood flow or due to pooling of blood in the spleen. Increased demand, that is reticuloendothelial system hyperplasia, is seen in spirocytosis, early sickle cell anemia, ovulocytosis, thalassemia major, hemoglobinopathies, PNH, and pernicious anemia. It can also be seen in immune hyperplasias, that is response to infections, infectious mononucleosis, viral hepatitis, acute immunodeficiency syndrome, cytomegalovirus, endo, infective endocarditis, tuberculosis, histoplasmosis, malaria, bacterial sepsis, congenital syphilis, splenic abscess, leishmaniasis, trypanosomiasis, and ehrlichiosis. Disordered immunoregulation, that is seen in Rheumatoid arthritis, that is Fleet's syndrome. Rheumatoid arthritis with splenomegaly is Fleet's syndrome. Fleet's syndrome. Pneumoconiosis is also be seen. SLE, collagen vascular diseases, autoimmune hemolytic anemias, immune thrombocytopenias, drug reactions, sarcoidosis, interleukin 2 therapy, and thyrotoxicosis. These are the immune disordered immune regulation where due to immune hyperplasia splenomegaly is seen. Intramedullary hematopoiesis can also lead to splenomegaly, that is intramedullary hematopoiesis is seen in when there is bone marrow fibrosis, that is myelofibrosis, or bone marrow infiltration, myeloinfiltrative disorders, or marrow damage by toxins and radiation. When bone marrow is damaged, when bone marrow is not suitable for hematopoiesis, then that hematopoiesis occurs in other than bone marrow, that is it occurs in spleen, so spleen enlarges. Abnormal splenic or portal blood flow, that is cirrhosis, hepatic vein obstruction, portal vein obstruction, cavernous transformation of portal vein, splenic vein obstruction, splenic artery aneurysm, hepatic cystosomiasis, congestive heart failure, hepatic echinococosis, and portal hypertension. Infiltration of spleen. It can be intracellular or extracellular deposits seen in amyloidosis, Gaucher's disease, Niemann-Pick disease, Tanger's disease, Hurler's syndrome, and other MPS and hyperlipidemias. Benign and malignant infiltrations are seen in leukemias, lymphomas, Hodgkin's disease, myeloproliferative syndromes, angiosarcomas, metastasis, eosinophilic granulomas, histiocytosis X, and hamartomas, hemangiomas, and splenic cysts. These are the infiltrative conditions where splenomegaly is seen. Coming to unknown etiology, idiopathic splenomegaly, berylliosis, iron deficiency anemia, where splenomegaly is seen. Massive splenomegaly is seen in chronic myeloid leukemia, chronic lymphoid leukemia, lymphomas, hairy cell leukemia, myelofibrosis with myeloid metaplasia, chronic malaria, Kala-Hazar, that is known as tropical splenomegaly, sarcoidosis, Gaucher's disease, autoimmune hemolytic anemia, diffuse splenic hemangiomatosis, where these are the conditions where massive splenomegaly is seen. Moderate splenomegaly, that is 4 to 8 centimeters below the left costal margin, is seen in viral hepatitis, cirrhosis, lymphomas, amyloidosis, splenic abscess or splenic infarct, hemolytic anemias, infectious mononucleosis, hemochromatosis, and polycythemias. Mild splenomegaly is seen in acute malaria, typhoid, Kala-Hazar, septicemias, systemic lupus erythematosus, infective endocarditis, rheumatoid arthritis, thalassemia minor, biliary TB, leptospirosis, HIV, and congestive cardiac failure. Stepwise approach to splenomegaly. First we should note the history, then we should go for physical examination, then laboratory investigations to find out the cause of splenomegaly, then imaging to find out other causes, and specialized tests should be done to know the cause. Coming to history, there will be mild vague abdominal pain. Pain may be referred to the left shoulder. Early satiety from the gastric displacement occurs with massive splenomegaly. Associated symptoms or signs can be seen. Febrile illness, that is infectious. Pallor, dyspnea, bruising, petechiae can be seen. History of liver disease, weight loss, and constitutional symptoms. Pancreatitis due to that is splenic vein thrombosis, alcoholism, and hepatitis. These are coming to due to splenomegaly. There can be mild vague abdominal pain and other discomfort in the region of spleen. Other symptoms and signs are related to the specific cause of the splenomegaly. That is, it can be due to liver disease, it can be due to neoplasms, it can be due to other hepatitis or cirrhosis. Special situations associated with splenomegaly. If there is a splenomegaly along with the history of fever, it can be typhoid, malaria, Kala-Azar, infective endocarditis, leukemia, and lymphoma. Tender spleen is seen in case of splenic abscess, splenic infarct, or splenic rupture. Any acute illness plus anemia, or it can be seen in leukemias and autoimmune hemolytic anemias. When there is fever along with lymphadenopathy, it can be infectious mononucleosis or leukemia or lymphomas or SLE or sarcoid. When there is anemia along with splenomegaly, it can be hemolytic anemia or hemoglobinopathies. The anemia, jaundice, and splenomegaly are a triad of hemolytic anemia. When there is jaundice and splenomegaly but no or anemia can also be seen, though, so in cirrhosis and hemolytic anemia, jaundice will be there along with splenomegaly. Pulsatile spleen is seen in aneurysms. Higher ESR along with splenomegaly should suspect connective tissue disorders, SLE, rheumatoid arthritis, and others. When there is leukopenia, splenomegaly, we should suspect Fletis syndrome or any septicemia. Coming to physical examination, note the size of spleen. Note for hepatomegaly, lymphadenopathy. Examine for temperature, icterus, bruising and fatigue, oral and superficial sepsis, stigmata of liver diseases, stigmata of rheumatoid arthritis and SLE, splinter hemorrhages and retinal hemorrhages seen in infective endocarditis, and cardiac murmurs which are also seen in infective endocarditis. These are all the points we should examine when we are examining and to find out the cause of splenomegaly. Coming to lab investigations, complete blood picture, peripheral blood smear, reticulocytic count. This will give an idea whether it is a splenomegaly due to hemolytic anemia or other causes. Blood culture and sensitivity to see the sepsis or the organisms which can lead to splenomegaly. Serology to look for various infectious etiology which are causing splenomegaly. Liver function test to know whether it is cirrhosis causing splenomegaly, and HB electrophoresis and Coombs test to know about autoimmune hemolytic anemias. Coagulation profile, amylase and lipase to look for pancreatitis and splenic vein thrombosis related pancreatitis, and other immunological investigations like AMA, anti-CCP, RA factor can be done, and bone marrow analysis if the cause is not identified. Imaging, USG sensitive and specific non-invasive. CT scan to know the etiology of splenomegaly, liver size, heterogeneity, splenic metastasis, abscess, and calcification cysts. Retroperitoneal lymph nodes, craniocaudal in greater than 12 centimeters, liver spleen colloid scan, and MRI or Doppler USG to know the portal or splenic vein thrombosis and cavernomas. MRI scan liver for hemangiomas, hemochromatosis, and Gaucher's Erlenmeyer flask sign. PET scan for diagnosing and staging of lymphomas to determine metabolic cells in spleen. Specialized testing, that is abdominal fat pad aspiration, JAK2 mutation testing, gene testings, that is BCR-ABL for CML, JAK2 mutations, that is CLL, to rule out leukemias, enzyme testing, and lymph node biopsy, FNAC spleen, splenectomy, and liver biopsy. These are all other tests done to find the cause of splenomegaly. And find the cause of splenomegaly and treat the patient accordingly. Some are reversible, some splenomegaly remain irreversible. Thank you.